Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Interesting development here. I didn't know the Storm Shadows, the missiles supplied by Great Britain to the Ukrainians are already active. I think they just supplied them, they announced that they supplied them I think on Thursday or so, or Friday. Oh, they're supplied and they already used them. These guys are fast, man. They're in a hurry. Good job, good job. Well, they had some success, but the Russians are also claiming that they downed some missiles as well. So let's start with the success of the Russians and then let's go with the success of the Ukrainians. So the Russians claim that Russia Air Defense downs Storm Shadow missile. Ministry of Defense reported from 8 hours ago today on May 15, 2023. The Russian air defense units have downed one Storm Shadow missile and 10 HIMARS shells over the past day, the Defense Ministry said on Monday, and I'm quoting, "Air defense systems intercepted 7 HIMARS anti-radar missiles, one Storm Shadow long-range cruise missile, and 10 HIMARS multiple rocket launchers during the day," end quote, the ministry said in a statement. So that's what? 7 HARM anti-radar missile, 10 HIMARS, and then 1 Storm Shadow. These guys were active little birds, or little bees. The Russian side informed about intercepting the Storm Shadow missile for the first time. Earlier in the day, the LPR representative office in a joint center for control and coordination of issues related to Ukraine's war crimes, JCCC, said that Ukrainian troops have fired 3 Storm Shadow and 15 HIMARS missiles at the Lugansk People's Republic, LPR, over the past week. So let's see what do we find here. So I got this one where it says that from India, Ukraine conflict, Ukraine uses 2 Storm Shadow cruise missiles, 1 US-made decoy missile to shell Lugansk. So this is probably going to be, this is a short one, because there's going to be another one right here. Kiev used the Storm Shadow missile, 2 Storm Shadow missiles during attack on Lugansk on Monday. So Ukraine used 2 Storm Shadow missiles during an attack on Lugansk early on Monday, today. The representative of LPR said, okay, and I'm quoting, on May 15, 2023, armed formations of the Ukraine launched a missile attack on the city of Lugansk using 2 Storm Shadow cruise missiles as a result of the shelling, the glazing of 7 multi-apartment okay, now I'm gonna go again. These guys learn it from the Ukrainians. Only civilians destroy. Only civilians So this is the success coming from these guys. So let's see where Lugansk, Luhansk, Trabalansk is, so we can look over the map. All right, let me get it here. Ready? Okay, here we go. So they said they blown up Lugansk. Lugansk is right here. So they must have, have long-range missiles now, as they have the Storm Shadows. Then this is where they bombarded. This is from today. Let's see what they say here. Ukraine forces fired 2 Storm Shadow cruise missiles at the city. As a result of the shelling, the glass facades of 7 apartment buildings, an administrative building, and 2 cars were damaged. They should not have happened. But anyway, this is where they claim they shot them. Let me see where this is, the Indian one, which is the same thing. 2 Ukrainian military aircraft, including in the shelling, namely a Su-24 bomber and a MiG-29 fighter jet that was escorting it, were shot down by Russian fighter aircraft, according to the ministry. So these guys, as you probably know, the Storm Shadows have to be launched from aircraft. So they used MiG-29 and Su-25, was it, or 24? 24. So according to specified information on May 12, this was during a missile attack on the city of Lugansk, The Ukrainian armed forces used 2 Storm Shadow cruise missiles, Anglo-French production, and 1 anti-air defense missile, US production, the LPR's representative office said on Telegram. So yeah, they say they use Su-24, MiG-29, they were shot down. When we see, you know how we're gonna see? We're going to see if they shut them down, if the Ukrainians will continue doing the same thing. So if the Ukrainians will keep using Storm Shadow missiles, that means those planes most likely were not shut down. Why? Because you don't really want to send how many airplanes you got? Let's say 20, and from 20 being the MiG-29s and Su-24s. So let's say you get them out, you're gonna launch what? At the maximum, let's say, I said 20, let's say 60. Give them 80 missiles, and all of them, and then done, because you're not gonna get any more aircraft. If the Russians are so good at hitting them down, you know, but I don't know. This is the news. The Russians claim they downed 1, 2 were successful. HIMARS are still hitting the Russians. The Russians did not claim lately, as far as I know, destroying any HIMARS, but we know those HIMARSs are invincible, don't you? Yeah, okay. We just want to make sure we cover that. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.